Welcome back to Hey Brother, a podcast dedicated to all things Freemasonry right here in the jurisdiction of Kansas. This is an independent production, so the thoughts and opinions expressed here are those of our own and do not represent those of any lodge, Grand Lodge, or associated group or body. Now here are your hosts, brothers Darren Kellerman and Alex Powers.
Hey brothers, welcome back to another episode of Hey Brother, Kansas Masonic podcast. And once again, this is this is becoming a habit that my fearless co-host, this big deal in Kansas Masonry, just keeps leaving me alone. I think we're going to have to put out applications, honestly. But no, I got a message from Big Deal Kellerman just a few minutes ago. He's in jail, so don't worry about him. No, he actually is in jail, police officer, and just checked in, taking care of cop duties. So doing his thing, protecting our community. And I don't know, we'll see. Maybe he'll be able to jump on before the end of the show. But if not, we know he's right where he needs to be. With that said, we are just 1 week out from a major event here in Kansas Freemasonry, Masonicon, Kansas. And let me see if I can get my screen up. Give me 2 seconds. But this is something that started 5 years ago. This will be year number 5 of bringing this event to Kansas. And we've made some big changes over the last few years. And this will be the second year that this event is entirely free outside of the festive board. So if you are in the Kansas City area and free, hop on the website, MasoniconKansas.com, get your free ticket. We do just ask that you guys reserve a ticket so we can kind of have a head count of what's going on so we can plan accordingly. If you're not in the area, we still got you covered, and we'd still love you to take part and join in on all the festivities and Masonic education that will be happening virtually. You can go on there and also sign up for a free virtual pass as well. And, festive board, that one's sold out. So if you didn't get your tickets on that, better luck next year. But hop over to the website, MasoniconKansas.com, and I hope to see you guys there. If you join us virtually, shoot me a message. We'd love to have a conversation with you. And yeah, it's going to be another great event. So very much looking forward to it. With that being said, Brother Kellerman's not here, but we do have a fantastic guest with us this evening, someone that all of you should know. If you don't, shame on you. You might have an idea who he is by some of the thoughts that he shares across social media. It's went from, I'm trying to remember what the original name of it was. Was it a Master Mason's Thoughts or a Mason's Thoughts? And then went to a Past Master's Thought. Maybe it was a Master's Thoughts. We'll find out direct from the source. We got with us this evening, Brother Duane Marshall. Hey, brother.
Hey, brother. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you, man?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
So going through, I'm the history nerd, right? Going through some history of your what do we call it here? A blog, podcast? What are you doing these days?
Random thoughts. Random thoughts. I throw words at a screen. Some of them stick. Some of them don't.
There you go.
We're left with what's there. That all started when I became Master of Active Lodge 158 in Atchison.
That's right. Okay.
And it started out
Beautiful
as a Master's Thoughts, and after my year, I changed the name to Past Masters. But it was really just a place to share thoughts, share ideas, daily meditations, what was going on at the time. Good night. That's been going on about as long as Masonicon, about 4 or 5 years now. I've been writing that. And the weird thing, what I thought, okay, just local, a few people. I believe I'm up to 4,000 followers, and I hear from people around the world.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I've had guys from the UK get a hold of me and say, hey man, that's great. Can I use that for Masonic Ed in our lodge? And I generally respond with, I guess you're hurting for Masonic Ed, but okay, yeah, sure, feel free. Go ahead. Folks have come to me and we've talked. They've had some troubles in their lodge, or they've had some struggles within their Masonic journey, And I feel honored that they come and talk with me about that, and we share thoughts. But I'll always tell them, your jurisdiction isn't my jurisdiction, and your first point of contact, run your chain of command. Talk to the officers in your lodge up to your master, and if you don't get, and go talk to your DDGM. But my thoughts are just opinions. That's about what they're worth.
But there's a lot of value and validity to that. And granted, yes, whether you agree, disagree, impartial, whatever, it's still an amazing process to learn from another brother's thoughts, because I think there's some value and just truth to it. We all experience this thing called Masonry in a little bit of a different way. Mm-hmm. We all take in the lessons differently. We, have realizations at different points. We're all on different stages of our own journey in that regard. I mean, it's a beautiful thing for me, because when we come into Masonry, I think there's this, perpetual habit of Masons to just be gung-ho and going a million miles an hour, and oftentimes getting burnt out in that way. And then there's the eventual kind of like, okay, you find your pace. But the most beautiful moments I've seen in Masonry are when I'm sitting in lodge watching a degree that you've seen 100 times yourself. Mm-hmm. And you've got, well, and this was personal to my experience, the senior most past master in our lodge, who was, I think, 92, 93 at the time, a master ritualist back when it was, he got his master ritualist card back when it was the single letter ritual in Kansas. So hot minute ago.
Okay.
And sitting there watching a degree, and you see his face going, just, I understood that differently tonight. That impacted me in a different way. I was like, and that, something like that just hit me like, okay, we're on to something here.
And it's funny, because I talk with people all the time, and I don't think we ever really leave the northeast corner. Mm. I mean, there are days I'm been a Mason for 15 years. There are days I'm sitting in the chair in the northeast corner, and I stand up and start to take a step and go, no, wait a minute. There's still stuff for me to learn. I'm still, and we shouldn't lose that excitement that we had when we first sat in that spot, when this was all fresh, when this was all new.
Yeah.
Before we thought we had it all figured out. Because we don't. It's a lifetime journey, and we don't have it figured out. That's part of why I write the way I do. Let's look at this. How can we look at this differently? And I love it when people write in and agree, and they're like, oh my God, that's great. I love it. I enjoy it more when they're going, but have you thought about this? Mm. And they go, I don't necessarily, because you have just as much to teach and share with me as I do you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's actually dial this back. Okay. And for those that may not know who you are, as I said, shame on them at this point, right? You've been out there quite a bit, but some people, especially in this day and age that, we're virtual, we're everywhere, they may know you from your posts and not realize you're also a Kansas Mason. You're right here at home with them. Tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get started in Masonry? A little bit about your background here in Kansas.
I got started in Masonry. I actually ran those that read my post and know anything about me, I'm very spiritually minded. Mm-hmm. I think we don't discuss religion and politics, and that's okay, because I think there's a big difference between religion and spirituality.
Sure.
And I fully embrace that. I used to run a earth-based spirituality group here in Kansas City. We did a public event once a year, and any funds that we got, we gave away. I mean, every dime. We kept nothing. And we've helped places like Rosebrooks Domestic Intervention Center, Ronald McDonald House, Wayside Waifs, various other things. And our thought was we wanted to help the community as a whole. I had some people come and say, hey, here's some earth-based spirituality charities that maybe we could work with. And I'm going, okay, that sounds great, whatever, but I have a question. I go, would you help City Union Mission, this Christian organization that helps the homeless and feeds folks and tries to get them on their feet? And they're going, well, that's a Christian group. I go, then I won't help yours either. We're either going to help an organization that supports everybody, or we're not going to do it at all. Mm-hmm. We're not going to compartmentalize ourselves. That's not what this is about. So anyway, while I was there one year, this guy came up to me and he said, he was a friend of mine, and I still blame him for all this on occasions. And he goes, you're going to be a Mason. We'll get you. And I'm like, no, you won't. Because my whole thing was, if I didn't have the time to do it properly, then I'm not going to invest the time.
Yeah.
Because that's not fair to do it halfway. Within my spiritual tradition, there are two gentlemen that I learned were Masons, and there's debate about Gardner and Crowley, but that piqued my interest to learn more about what I was doing. So I joined Overland Park Lodge.
Okay.
And found that whether people want to believe it or not, there are a lot of parallels between the ritual work that I was doing outside of Masonry and what we were doing in Masonry. Been involved with Overland Park for a long time, was a district deputy for 3 years, ended up joining InterQuest, a traditional observance lodge. And the first time I walked in and sat and visited InterQuest was blown away. It was, where have you guys been for the last 10 years? And there's nothing wrong with the way other lodges practice their Masonry. For me, the traditional observance view really solidified a lot of it. And InterQuest deals a lot with Masonic education, and that's really their focus. And what can we do to learn and really practice this as brothers? So I absolutely love it. But again, past master of active 158, that's kind of where I'm at.
Fantastic, brother. Well, I definitely appreciate what you've done. And I know you were nervous about it when you started, especially nervous when we invited you to MasonicCon to speak. But we're seeing more and more you kind of blossoming into your own and really, getting comfortable in your voice, which is amazing because you have a lot to share there. And I truly think that is where the value in any Masonic education comes. Like, excellent presentations are fantastic. My favorite part of any presentation, at least I want it to be, is the discussion at the end.
Sure.
Because without the discourse, I don't feel like there's growth. When we were doing, in my home lodge, Gardner 65 in Kansas, when we were doing Masonic education there, I always tried, because I was running the program for a while, I always tried to make the presentation portion of it shorter and then promote actual discussion as the main part. Just because, with our degrees, with anything, it often becomes a fire hose, or if it's not exactly your thing, you kind of tune it out. You just sit there and it's like, oh, okay. But when you get into the discussion, you really start talking and thinking about different happenings or your different symbolism or way, this impacted me in this way. You soak it in different ways. You see it from different perspectives. And I think when you write your post, that really promotes that in so many people's minds to, one, force them to delve into the subject in the first place, but see it from your perspective that maybe was different from theirs, or they just didn't take the time to consider. And that really gets those wheels turning. Agree or disagree with you, it gets those wheels turning. I find magic in that.
Absolutely. And there have been some folks that I have absolutely just annoyed and made mad with some of my comments. And that's okay, because I tend to look at it. If you're mad, you're thinking, why are you mad?
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. Um, I love a lot of the esoteric stuff.
Same.
Really, truly do. The tarot. I have a deep love for the tarot, not as a tool of divination, because I don't believe in the whole fortune telling, whatever. Miss Cleo gave me numbers and they never paid out. So that doesn't work. But the tarot is a tool of meditation. Oh, most certainly. Absolutely. There's a lot of symbolism. There is one very specific card in the tarot that everybody gets a little weirded out on, and I wrote a Masonic Ed piece based on what that particular card has to teach, because it does. There's a Masonic application to it. I will be at Lafayette Lodge in October presenting that.
Yeah.
And I don't think I sent you the notes. If I haven't, I'll send you the notes later on it, and
okay,
that way you can see what's what. But I think sometimes some of those discussions make people uncomfortable because they have preconceived ideas of what things are. For example, and it was mentioned at the first Masonic Con, and I'm trying to think. I can picture him. I'm trying to remember his name right off the top of my head. From Ohio, gave the discussion on esoteric masonry.
Oh man, 5 years in, I'm slipping through on year one.
Right.
Hold on.
But anyway, one of the first questions he asked was, "What does the word occult mean?" And of course, you say that, and everybody gets nervous and they get on it, and it just means hidden. It just means undiscovered. There's a lot of stuff we don't know. So it's understanding the terminology of some of that.
Absolutely.
And getting over our own fears of what that really is, or maybe understanding why you're not comfortable with it, because sometimes it's okay to not be comfortable with it, but why?
Yeah. Absolutely. So within your post, man, how many times do people disagree, but it prompts interesting discussion? Do they ponder in and reach out with discussion, or do they just flat out disagree on the ones that do?
Sometimes, I mean, it's give and take. It's a little of both, because the page is a public page.
Yeah,
I didn't want to do it as a group. It's open to anybody. I have to be really careful. Some of the things that I talk about. In the 4 or 5 years, I've only had a couple of times that a past grandmaster has reached out and said, "You might want to go edit that just a bit." Got a little too close. In writing those, I did learn that, and it was really cool the way it worked out. But I did learn that in Kansas, we have a cipher. We can talk about the cipher. We can mention the cipher.
Mm-hmm.
Do not, for the love of all that is holy, do not do that on the Texas Freemason page. Oh,
jurisdictions,
I got taken to school. Different jurisdiction, can't do that. And Robert Marshall was actually really cool. He goes, "Hey guys, Kansas, different jurisdiction." He doesn't know. And he reached out to me privately, and I went and edited that page and said, "Hey brothers, I'm sorry. I'm playing in your sandbox. I'll play by your rules. That's fine." And it went really well. And it was a great thing of Masonic education, of guys coming in from different jurisdictions going, "Hey, this isn't how we do things here."
Right.
And I got a chance to learn. It was great.
So to blend those, because the reason I mention the disagreement is that's another spot that I find to be amazing in Masonic education. Honestly, like if it's me giving a presentation, there's just like, I get pissed off in the moment, right? You can't, honestly help that half the time.
Sure.
But either way, it sparks really amazing thought process on both sides if
Yes.
they're open to it and if you're open to it. I mean, just to be dead honest with you, I've delved into the esoterics, and I'm not going to pretend to be the world's expert. I know more than most, less than some, I would say.
Sure.
But like my personal opinions on certain aspects have changed from what they were 5-10 years ago to now, just because I've grown and maybe the understanding is different to me now, etc. But I don't know. I personally find it amazing when there is disagreement that you're like, cool, let's chat about it. Let's talk.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think one of the things that makes it really interesting from the discussion and from the ritual and from the lecture standpoint of it, and this goes back to the whole spiritual thing and my background, and we talk about the initiation needs to settle. I tell our new master masons, for the love of God, please, and sometimes, depending, I get in trouble for it. Spend a solid year in your Blue Lodge before you go looking anywhere else. Please.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Get a firm, solid foundation, because, and I've mentioned it on my page before and all that. The spiritual background I come from, we had degrees, and we had 3 degrees, but it was very easily a year and a day between, because there is so much stuff to learn about that first and apply it and let it take hold. And we don't do that within our craft.
Right.
And I'm going to throw this out, and I'm going to get lit up, and I know it, and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We rush people through stuff, and it takes entirely no.
They're
missing. We're missing the lessons. Sure, they can go back to the lodge and go back to their mentor, and they should. And there's nothing wrong with that, because it's a lifelong thing. But man, getting that 3rd degree it's not a rush. It's not a sprint. It takes your time.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're cheating yourself.
Very true.
And if I made somebody mad, sorry, not sorry. I mean, we'll talk about it, but that's just my view. And, mine's just as valid as anybody's.
Yeah. So my OCD is taking over here. I was been scrolling back, trying to look for year 1 of Masonicon. We didn't have anyone from Ohio, but I'm thinking maybe you're thinking I think it was year 3, Chad Kopinski.
No. Jason Richards.
Oh, he's Virginia.
Okay, sorry, my bad. I was thinking Ohio. It was Jason Richards that was given a discussion on esoterics and masonry.
Yeah. Okay.
I caught him afterwards, and I said, "No, you're not done. Sit down. You're not done with your presentation. We're still talking."
Yeah.
Jason, love him to death.
Jason Richards had an amazing presentation talking about near-death experiences.
Yes, he did.
And it was so good, so natural. I thought this was part of his presentation. He thought I added it in being slick, and it was just the universe. So we're sitting there listening to us. It was very well done. I'm not going to go into too much detail, because he does keep this one kind of under the ropes to,
Sure.
you gotta be there. And if you haven't seen it, go find it somewhere. But he's given this presentation very in the moment, very somber, very deep. And all of a sudden there's just this rumble of bassy thunder coming through the lodge. And I thought it was part, because he had a little bit of video mixed in. I thought it was part of his video. He thought I added in. No, it was legit random thunder. It had been beautiful all morning, and it was amazing. It really worked out well.
Goosebumps. I remember Jason, after he gave that presentation, and the amount of energy that he puts into that, he was drained.
Absolutely.
He was physically drained after that. And he had to take some time and sit and ground, and because that, you could tell that's a very moving presentation for him.
100%. No, you can tell he put a lot into it. And I mean, that's when you saw something powerful.
Absolutely.
It is what it is. Well, we are coming up on 30 minutes here. We do got to get through a little bit. I'm going to keep you on since Kellerman wasn't with us this evening, but
that's all right. Can I throw a few things out real quick?
Absolutely.
Because
go for it.
One, I know you're going to discuss the calendar.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if it's on the Grand Lodge calendar. And unfortunately, it's the same date as Masonicon, but this Saturday, Overland Park is having a mobile cancel. As soon as I can speak. This is why I type and I don't public speak. Overland Park is having the Wheels of Hope cancer screening clinic in front of the lodge from 10 to 1, I believe, this coming Saturday. So spend some time at Masonicon. Go get a cancer screening for free. Go back to Masonicon. Let's support both endeavors. I'm going to do my best to bounce back and forth. The other thing, as we were talking before the show, you had mentioned the going to do a silent auction at Masonicon, and I generally try to bring something in. Alex, I have a one of a kind for you.
Ooh.
There is only one of these in existence.
Whoa! All right.
It is a past master's thought, 100 proof brotherly love, relief, and truth premium whiskey. Since I switched to sweet tea, I'm going to give that to you guys, and that'll be there, and you can have it. But it's I had that handcrafted from Kentucky, and it got shipped in where I could get to it.
Well, I guess I'm bidding this year. All right. Fair enough. Way to go. No, that's an amazing looking bottle, brother. We appreciate you doing that. That really turned out well. And I will definitely be bidding on that. Let's take a look here at what else is going on in Kansas Masonry over the last week. We had one post here, and guys, we're being a little light over in the Kansas Freemasonry group. Make sure you're posting in there, and if you're posting on your LOD page, share it in there. It's kind of a central hub for Kansas Freemasonry. Mm-hmm. Looks like we did have a 3rd degree over at the Gardner Masonic Temple. Brother John Torres got his 3rd degree. Congratulations, brother. And then jumping over, let's see, we were looking at the Grand Lodge Facebook page. Grand Master is burning some rubber this year. He's putting in some miles on that Grand Master mobile, and he is heavy on the selfie game and doing very well at it. We had a lot of stops over the last week, one of them being at the Rainbow Girls event. I'm not sure if it says where that was. The Rainbow Grand Assembly. No, it doesn't say where that was, but very well attended. Grandmaster was on site. Fantastic to see. Have him again at the Imperial Shrine session, again with the selfie game, representing for Kansas Masonry all over. Bringing it back just a day ago at the Grandmaster Symposium. 49 Grandmasters, including the Grandmaster of Romania and Panama, were in attendance at that, which is fantastic to see. Let's see what else we had here. Oh, Prince Hall Grand Lodge Facebook page. I think this is pretty cool. They are going hot and heavy this year with their Grand IT department, trying to get really big into just their social presence online, their digital presence all over, working on the website, social media channels, everything. And I think this is pretty cool. Earning badges, being top fans of the lodges in their grand jurisdiction. They've been doing great work over there, and just, props to everyone under the IT team and just the Prince Hall Grand Lodge doing amazing stuff, brothers. So keep it up. One other thing that we did just recently come out, you should have seen the email for, was the last digital edition of the Kansas Mason. So if you haven't seen that yet, check your email. You can also get it on the Grand Lodge website. It's an excellent publication. Brother Big Deal Kellerman is the editor behind that and does great work putting that together for us. But there really is some stellar articles within this one. So I won't dive through. I'm just going to encourage you to go to the website, go to your email, find that, and give it a look through, because great job done there. Diving into the grand calendar here, we've got the Imperial Shrine session still going on. Looks like it will wrap up tomorrow. And then we've got Masonicon Kansas, of course, starting Friday night with the festive board, starting at, what time was that? 7 p.m.? Yeah, I should know, 7 p.m. Wanted to give guys, being a Friday night, get time to get off work and get there and everything. And then Saturday, all day long, we will have speaker after speaker going great, both person and virtual. So if you haven't yet, make sure you sign up, stop by and say hello. We would love to see you there. We've also got going on Constitution bylaw changes will take effect on Saturday, and the Demolay Conclave is also taking place in Kansas City, Kansas. So a lot of great stuff. And then I think that's about it until our next episode. And I did not dive into the trestle board calendar. I don't think there was any ritual work on there, but there is a ton of study clubs. So as we always promote, if you don't attend one at your lodge, make sure you jump on there and look at what is listed. There's a ton of study clubs all over the jurisdiction. And the nice thing about them is they hold them at different times, different nights. So if you can't make yours for, you're coaching your kids' little league, or you've got a church thing that night, or you had to work late, find a lodge that's doing it on another night, or find a lodge that's doing it on a morning whenever you can fit in your schedule. And it's always amazing. Go and study with some other brothers, but take advantage of those opportunities because they're out there. Brother Duane, anything going on at your lodge you want to note here?
Right now, the thing we have going on is the cancer screening.
That's right.
Again, that's this weekend. So bounce back and forth, support both events. Little too early to talk about October. We always do a third degree out at Mount Moriah.
Ooh, yes, you do.
Mausoleum. And I'm sure we'll do another one this year, whether we have a new third or I don't know if somebody gets made third twice. I don't know, but it's kind of become a tradition that we do something out at the mausoleum in October.
Absolutely. I've featured that on the Historical Light podcast, but we've not done one here. So remind me when we get closer to that, let's bring you or someone from your lodge back on and have a discussion about that. And there's a lot of really great history there, especially with what Overland Park Lodge has been really keeping that space active. It's amazing for anyone that hasn't made it out there, but definitely worthwhile to get the word out about it.
Absolutely. Frank Land is the founder of Demolay, is buried out there. Russell Stover and Charles Schwab is out there.
Yeah, so. It's a truly amazing facility. But yeah, let me keep me up to date on that. We'll bring you back on and definitely have a conversation. And I don't know, maybe we can get out there and do something in person as well. That'd be kind of neat. Do a little done a walkthrough before. That'd be cool to get back out there. But with that, we're at 37 minutes, so we better wrap this up. Kellerman is not going to let me host this alone ever again. Brother Duane, I really appreciate you coming on tonight, man. Seriously, you're doing great stuff with your publication. Keep it up, keep it growing. It's impacting so much.
Well, thank you for the invite.
Absolutely. Everyone out there watching, thank you so much. And make sure you like and subscribe. And until next time, stay safe out there. Have a great week. See you guys later. Good night.